Learn how to use the web storage API to save, retrieve, and delete data directly inside the user's browser, allowing data to persist if refreshed. In this lesson, we want to look at the local storage and session storage. Uh, Imagine your website as a memory. Normally, when a user refreshes a page or closes the tab, JavaScript forgets everything like what theme they chose or what is in their shopping cart. So the web storage API is what help fixes this by giving the browser a little digital filing cabinet. So you can save data into this cabinet using simple label skills and retrieve it whenever you need it without needing a complex database. And that how that is being done in the browser is the example that I want to look at in this example. So let's jump on it. Let's move into the script section, and we want to add about two different functions. The first function is going to show us how to save data to our local storage and also how to retrieve that stored data from our storage. So let's make a function and call it maybe save name or anything. And inside this function, we'll call on this local storage and then we'll set our item. So what do we want to set inside of it? Well, in our case, we want to store a username and then give it a name. So this way we've been able to store an item, and then let's use an alert method and say, okay, name saved to browser memory. So this way I've been able to save my name in the memory. Now moving on, let's look at how we can now retrieve this message, this name that we just store in the memory back into our browser. So let's make another function, call it display name or maybe retrieve name or anything you want. So let's make a variable and call it such name equals local storage dot get item. Don't forget when we use the set item method. And now when we want to retrieve, we make use of the get item method to retrieve the name. So what do we want to retrieve? Well, the key that we saved was is username. So that's what we want to retrieve from our local storage. Then checked with if conditional statements to see if the name is actually saved or not. So let's check saved name. And inside this, if a name is found or a name is not found, we want to output information for the user to know. So my ID is demo inner HTML equals to, well, let's just use a simple greeting text and say welcome back, and then we can attach this alongside the saved name inside the local storage. Okay, let's add one more thing. Let's say we want to add an exclamation mark, and yeah, this is it. Then if nothing is found in our local storage, so we use the else statement to handle that part. So let's do document.get element by ID, and then pass things in demo ID that we have in our code dot inner HTML equals to no name found on storage. So you can put any text that you want, but in my own case, I just want to use something as simple as this. So looking at what you have right here on the screen, of course, there is no way you can fill this in your web page unless we make a mechanism through which you can try this out. So in order to do that, let's go add button in our HTML section. So let's come here and add a button. So let's add button and let's call it save name. This will be responsible for saving the name. And let's make another one and call it let's show my name or display my name or anything. So button show my name. So like this. So the first button, I'll add an ID of BTN to it. And the second button, I want to add something to it as well for the ID, but let me see what I can use or what I've already used so that uh, they won't contradict each other. So let me call this BTN2 or yes, BTN2. So I can add that same ID to button 2 here, ID BTN2. Okay, good. No, I think it's together. Okay, BTN2. So now that I have this, it's now time for me to add uh, an on-click property to them so that once they are saved, then I will be able to perform what is expected of them. So for the on-click property, one is going to take a function that is responsible for save name, and the other is going to take a function that is responsible for display name. So saved name, and the other one to on-click display name. Because those are the two functions I have here. The first one is responsible for saving our data, and the second code is responsible for retrieving what we have from our local storage. So let me go ahead and test this button about our save name. Now you can see name saved to browser memory. And does it correspond with what we have here? Okay, yes. Because because there's already a name a name which is set as a default in it. So to save Alex into our browser memory with an alert to let us know that that has been done. And now it is time for us to trigger this second function, display name. So I will click on show my name, and then you can see the text, welcome back, your saved name, welcome back, Alex. So this particular web storage makes it possible for us to store information that is needed temporarily without any complex database setup. So this example shows that the web storage API provides two-way mechanism, the local storage, which keeps data forever until you manually cleared it, and session storage, which forget everything as soon as tab is closed. So the example demonstrates how to save a user's preference and read it back later. So the local storage save data forever until you manually clear it, while this session saves data temporarily and everything vanishes once you refresh your tab or you once you close your tab rather. So the session storage will be cleared from your storage. And if you inspect your browser, then you can see, for example, so if you look for something like memory, yes. So inside this memory, then you can check some things that are being kept. So you see storage. So you can see, so this is a local storage. You can see this information, and then this is a session storage. So this once I clear it out, then everything will just wiped out from the session storage. But this until I manually clear it, it will continue to, save the data.